Following UFC 314, several key storylines emerged, dominating discussions within the MMA community. Alexander Volkanovski's triumphant return to form, Paddy Pimblett's rising stock, and Dana White's scathing criticism of the event's officiating took center stage. Volkanovski entered UFC 314 with his legacy under scrutiny after suffering consecutive knockout losses. Doubts lingered about his chin and whether he could still compete at the highest level. However, he silenced his critics with an aggressive performance against Diego Lopes, dictating the pace and landing powerful combinations throughout the fight. Despite Lopes's moments, including a knockdown in the second round, Volkanovski secured a unanimous decision victory, reclaiming his featherweight title. Looking ahead, Volkanovski expressed interest in a quick return to the octagon, mentioning Yair Rodriguez and Musa Evloev as potential opponents. Rodriguez, fresh off a win, was promised a title shot by UFC matchmakers, setting the stage for a potential rematch with Volkanovski. However, Volkanovski also acknowledged the undefeated Evloev, expressing a desire to take his 0. While Rodriguez seems keen on a fight in Mexico in September, Volkanovski hinted at a possible July return, potentially against Evloev if his hands are healthy. Paddy Pimblett further solidified his position in the lightweight division with a dominant victory over Michael Chandler. Despite Chandler's strong start, Pimblett turned the tide, showcasing his striking and grappling skills. He ultimately secured a TKO victory in the third round, extending his UFC record to 7-0 with 5 finishes. Pimblett called for a top contender next, a demand that is hard to ignore given his recent performances. Following his win, Pimblett engaged in a verbal exchange with Colby Covington and fired back at Ilia Topuria, who had expressed interest in a future fight. Pimblett welcomed Topuria to the lightweight division, asserting his dominance. He also took aim at Arman Tsarukyan, mocking him for past fight withdrawals. Pimblett's growing rivalry with Tsarukyan adds another layer of intrigue to the already stacked lightweight division. Dana White did not hold back when addressing the officiating at UFC 314, particularly the Dan Ige vs. Sean Woodson stoppage, which he deemed premature. White criticized the lack of consistency in refereeing decisions, expressing his frustration with calls that can overshadow an entire event and impact fighters' careers. In summary, UFC 314 delivered a night of memorable moments, from Volkanovski's title reclamation to Pimblett's statement win and White's criticism of the judging. The outcomes have set the stage for compelling matchups and storylines in the featherweight and lightweight